The mansion certainly doesn't look spooky from the outside. It's charming.
Hello, girls. I'm so glad to see you. Mother, the girls are here.
I'd like to present Nancy Drew, Miss Flora.
I'm so glad you could come, my dear. I know that you're going to solve this mystery which has been bothering Rosemary and me. I'm sorry not to be able to entertain you more auspiciously, but a haunted house hardly lends itself to gaiety. Mother, we don't have to be so formal with Nancy and Helen. I'm sure they'll understand that we've just been badly frightened. Something happened a little while ago that has made us very jittery. Yes. A pearl necklace of mine was stolen.
You don't mean the lovely one that has been in the family so many years?
Oh, I probably was very foolish. It's my own fault. While I was in my room, I took the necklace from the hiding place, where I usually keep it. The catch had not worked well the last time I wore the pearls and I wanted to examine it. While I was doing this, Rosemary called to me to come downstairs. The gardener was here and wanted to talk about some work. I put the necklace in my dresser drawer. When I returned 10 minutes later the necklace wasn't there.
How dreadful. Had anybody come into the house during that time?
Not to our knowledge. Ever since we've had this ghost visiting us we've kept every door and window on the first floor locked all the time.
Well, have you gone into the garden to speak to the helper?
Mother did. But I was in the kitchen the entire time. If anyone came in the back door, I certainly would have seen the person.
Is there a back stairway to the second floor?
Yes. But there are doors at both top and bottom and we keep them locked. No one could have gone up that way.
Then anyone who came into the house had to go up by way of the front stairs.
Yes. But if anyone had, I would have noticed. You probably heard how those stairs creak when Mother came down. This can be avoided if you hug the wall, but practically no one knows that.
May I go upstairs and look around?
Of course, dear. And I'll show you and Helen to your room.
Do you think there might be someone inside?
Who knows? Let's find out. No one here. I would like to make a thorough inspection up here, and I also think you should notify the police about the necklace.
This might be wise, though Mother just might be mistaken. She's a little forgetful about where she puts things.
We'll look in the soft earth beneath the windows. Maybe the thief climbed in.
But Aunt Rosemary said all the windows on the first floor are kept locked.
No doubt. But I think we should look for footprints just the same.
Do you think the thief climbed up to the second floor that way, but there'd still be footprints on the ground?
I suppose he could have carried a plank with him, laid it down, and stepped from the walk to the wall of the house. Then he could have climbed up the ivy and down again, and gotten back to the walk without leaving any footprints.
Well, he certainly didn't fly in. So how did he enter?
If I could tell you that I'd have the mystery half solved. Do you know of any secret entrance to your home that the thief could use?
No. Although my husband had been a rather reticent person and he passed away when Rosemary was only a baby. It's just possible he knew of a secret entrance, but did not want to worry me by telling me about it. Now why don't we go in and have some lunch?
Did you leave the radio on in your bedroom, Miss Flora?
Why, no.
Did you, Aunt Rosemary?
No. Neither Mother nor I turned our radios on this morning. Why do?
Listen.
Oh.
Someone came into this room and turned on the radio.
Nancy, do you think the radio could have been turned on by remote control? I've heard of such things.
I'm afraid, Helen, that the thief has been in the house all the time. He and the ghost are one and the same person. Oh, I wish we had looked before in the cellar and the attic. Maybe it's not too late. Come on.
It's a ghost, there's no other explanation. But why has a ghost suddenly started performing here? The house has been occupied since 1785 and no ghost was ever reported haunting the place.
Well, apparently robbery is the motive. But why the thief bothers to frighten you is something I haven't figured out yet.
The main thing is to catch him.
Oh, if we only could. Oh dear, who can that be? Maybe it's the thief and he's come to harm us. Please don't worry. I think our caller is probably the man who wants to buy Twin Elms. But Mother doesn't want to sell for the low price that he is offering.
You
didn't expect to find me here, did you?
I certainly didn't. I thought you'd taken my advice and stayed with your father. Young people today are so hard-hearted. I know this. If anything happens to your father, you'll never forgive yourself. But you can't blame Nathan Gumber. I warned you. I'd like to see Mrs. Turnbull and Mrs. Hayes. Go call them.
We heard every word. I shan't see Mr. Gumber. I don't want to sell this house.
You mean he's the person who wants to buy it?
Yes.
Suppose I go tell him you don't want to sell.
Howdy, everybody.
Helen, this is Mr. Gumber. Mr. Gumber, my niece, Miss Corning.
Pleased to meet you.
Nancy, I guess you've met Mr. Gumber.
Oh, sure, Nancy and me, we've met.
Only once.
Nancy Drew is a very strange young lady. Her father's in great danger and I tried to warn her to stick close to him. Instead of that, she's out here visiting you folks.
Her father's in danger?
Dad says he's not. And besides, I'm sure my father would know how to take care of any enemies.
Well, let's get down to business. Everything's here, all ready for you to sign, Mrs. Turnbull.
I don't wish to sell at such a low figure. In fact, I don't know that I want to sell at all.
You'll sell all right. I've been talking to some folks downtown. Everybody knows this old place is haunted and nobody would give you 5 cents for it. That is, nobody but me.
If the house is haunted, why do you want it?
Well, I guess I'm a gambler at heart. I'd be willing to put some money into this place, even if there is a ghost parading around. I declare it might be a real pleasure to meet a ghost and get the better of it. I guess you think I'm just a hard-headed businessman with no feelings. The truth is I'm a real softy. I'll tell you why I want this old house so bad. I've always dreamed of owning a colonial mansion, and having a kinship with early America. You see, my family were poor folks in Europe. Now that I've made a little money, I'd like to have a home like this to roam around in and enjoy its traditions.
I had no idea you wanted the place so much. Maybe I ought to give it up. It's really too big for us. You don't have to sell this house, Mother. You know you love it. So far as the ghost is concerned, I'm sure that mystery is going to be cleared up. Then you'd be sorry you had parted with Twin Elms. Please don't say yes.
Why don't you buy Riverview Manor? It's a duplicate of this place and is for sale. You probably could purchase it at a lower price than you could this one.
I've seen that place. It's in a bad state. It would cost me a mint of money to fix it up. No sir, I want this place and I'm going to have it.
Mr. Gumber, this interview is at an end. Goodbye.
Of all the nerve.
Perhaps we shouldn't be too hard on the man. His story is a pathetic one and I can see how he might want to pretend he had an old American family background.
I'd like to bet a cookie Mr. Gumber didn't mean one word of what he was saying.
Oh dear, I'm so confused. Let's all sit down in the parlor and talk about it a little more.
Nathan Gumber is walking down the pathway. That's strange. Evidently he didn't drive here. And it's quite a walk into town to get a train or bus to River Heights.
Eek. Look, the chandelier just moved.
The ghost again.
I'm going upstairs to investigate. Maybe this time the ghost couldn't get away and is in that wardrobe.
Eek.
Something has happened to Helen. Helen, what happened?
Out there, looking in that window, the most horrible face I ever saw.
Was it a man's face?
Oh, I don't know. It looked just like a gorilla. I saw it. I know I saw it.
I don't doubt you.
Then what explanation is there? You know I never did believe in spooks. But if we have many more of these weird happenings around here, I declare I'm going to start believing in ghosts.
I have a theory. Our ghost simply leaned across from the end of the porch and held a mask in front of the window.
Nancy, we must have two ghosts.
Why do you say that?
One rocking the chandelier, the other holding a horrible face up to the window. No one could have gone from Miss Flora's room to the front porch in such a short time. Oh, this complicates everything.
It certainly does. The question is, are the two ghosts in cahoots? Or, it's just possible, there is only one. He could have disappeared from Miss Flora's room without our seeing him and somehow hurried to the first floor and let himself out the front door while we were upstairs. I'm convinced there is at least one secret entrance into this house, and maybe more. I think our next step should be to try to find it for them.
I thought we might at least go away for a little vacation, but Mother refuses to leave. She says she intends to remain right here until this ghost business is settled.
Nancy, my great-grandmother is a wonderful woman. She has taught me a lot about courage and perseverance. I hope if I ever reach her age, I'll have half as much.
Yes, she's an example to all of us.
I agree. I haven't known your mother long, Aunt Rosemary, but I think she is one of the bravest persons I've ever met.
If Miss Flora won't leave, I guess that means we all stay.
That's settled. Hello, Dad. How wonderful to hear from you.
Hello, Nancy. I haven't found Willie Wharton, and clues seem to indicate that he is not in Chicago but in some other city. I have a few other matters to take care of that will keep me here until tomorrow night. How are you getting along?
I haven't solved the mystery yet. We've had some more strange happenings. I'll certainly be glad to see you here at Cliffwood. I know you can help me.
All right. I'll come. But don't try to meet me, the time is too uncertain, and as a matter of fact, I may find that I'll have to stay here in Chicago. I'll just come out by taxi.